Hi, this is Andy Filipiuk in Toronto for the week of July the 25th. For today I have two charts. The first chart is the yield curve for the US 2 to 10 year bonds. And what we're seeing now is that the yield curve has now gone inverted. And it's important to mention this is the same situation in Canada as well. Normally when you look at the yield curve, it goes from the bottom left to the top right, meaning that bond buyers demand a higher yield for going out further for the risk they're taking over that time period. However, when central banks tighten credit, quite often we see an inversion of the yield curve, and what this means is that the shorter term bonds are higher than the longer term bonds due to this credit tightening. In effect, the market is telling us that the tightening that the central banks have created is ultimately going to create a slowdown in the economy. And this is exactly what we're seeing in the chart, that the 2-year treasury is higher now than the 10-year. Now it's important to note that all recessions are preceded by an inversion of the yield curve. However, not all inversions of the yield curve cause recessions, but we will see in the next week or two the economic data out of the US, and it's quite likely we're already in a recession in the US currently. The second chart I show is the inflation rate in the G20 countries currently. And this is quite staggering what we're seeing. I mean, countries like Turkey, 62% inflation, Argentina, 64%, Brazil, 89%, Mexico, 99%. And this is typical that when the larger, more advanced countries slow down, it's often the peripheral countries that experience the most pain, and this is exactly what we're seeing now. Quite often that food and energy prices are a much larger component of the consumer price index in less developed countries, and as a result the inflation rates that we're seeing now are to be expected given what we've seen because of the supply chain shutdowns due to COVID and the war in Ukraine stopping the flow of energy and food to the rest of the world. So this is a really big problem going forward and could create more and more social unrest globally. Thanks for watching.